Tinubu's cabinet, and there are very plenty bad ministers. Of the 49 ministers in the cabinet, about 45 are like this. Incompetent, do not know their job, and are uninterested in their work. About 45 of the 49. But Adelabu carries the cake. He's the worst of the ministers. And the president should put him out of his misery.
We want to apologize to generality of Nigerians, officially now coming from me as the Minister of Power, that for this temporary issue that is leading to hardship being experienced, especially during this dry season, where there is so much heat everywhere, where businesses are also being affected, where schools are being affected, where industries are being affected. It is not our wish to find ourselves in this situation, but it's some factors that's actually beyond our control.
If you have traversed this country, you will know that our energy crisis is the single biggest problem this administration inherited and has failed to fix. At Chatham House, shortly before the elections, when presidential candidates travel to London, go to Chatham House, make policy statements, President Tinubu said clearly that the power sector is broken. It needs fixing, and I will fix it. And if I don't fix it, don't vote for me for the second term if you vote for me for this first term to win. So if you vote for me, I will fix the power problem. If I don't fix the power problem, don't vote for me for the second term. It was a commitment in words and on paper that this candidate made when he went to contest the election. And that is what politicians do. They make promises. And the citizens have the responsibility to hold them to account on the basis of those promises. At the end of the day, that was at dawn. Now at sunset of the administration, power is worse than the president met it. I mean, Adelabu yesterday was saying before the end of the year, that's 6,000 megawatts. 6,000 measly megawatts. I think Tinubu met it thereabout. So the Tinubu government for 3 years plus did not add 1 megawatt. If I reduced megawatts. And then I look at Nigeria, giant of Africa. Nigeria know they carry last. And I think of South Africa, there at the edge of the continent. 60,000 megawatts installed, 10,000 megawatts of renewable energy added to it. Look up at Egypt, 58,000 megawatts installed. About 4,000 megawatts of renewable energy added to it. These are countries with leaders. Countries, that have emerged through tough times and have been able to fix public challenges. In Nigeria, here, it's one drama after the other. So Adelabu said yesterday at this function he was attending, and it was the first time he's speaking for months, against the backdrop of the fact that news emerged that he probably will not resign because he's not going to get the APC ticket to run for governor in Oyo State, so he might remain as minister. And then he says he's apologizing to Nigerians. Everywhere in history, in the books I have read, from the First World War to the turn of the century, the other century, to the Second World War, to the Cold War years, when leaders fail, they throw in the towel. When leaders fail, they apologize and they throw in the towel. So when I saw that video of Adelabu yesterday, of course, I sounded more like MC Olomo because I just finished watching MC Olomo 7 minutes of Kantika. Yes, there was a video yesterday of MC Olomo. He is battling for the chairmanship of the NURTW in Abuja, and yesterday he claimed that he won it. So he gave an interview for 7 minutes in vernacular. I've just finished watching that when I transited to the Adelabu video, and there was no difference really. The only difference was in language. MC Olomo spoke in Yoruba. Mr. Adelabu was trying to speak in English, but it comes across very much like MC Olomo. And then he's saying it is circumstances. Also circumstances beyond our control. A lousy language, to admit incompetence and stay on the job. I thought he was going to wail, cry, and then offer his resignation, that he has failed in this power sector, and that for 3 years now he has been unable to fix the power sector or put bulbs up. So he's resigning because I thought that was, and then he will cry. I thought that was what he was going to do. But he ended up saying, Mokuna no vex, his election year will do better. We'll do like we did before, and that before the end of the year, that 6,000 megawatts. The Minister of Power is miserable. The president should put him out of his misery by sacking him. I've always advocated for this from the first day. See, Adelabu unravels very quickly for me. He's the worst minister in President Tinubu's cabinet, and there are very plenty bad ministers. Of the 49 ministers in the cabinet, about 45 are like this. Incompetent, do not know their job, and are uninterested in their work. About 45 of the 49. But Adelabu carries the cake. He's the worst of the ministers. And the president should put him out of his misery by sacking him. Adelabu unraveled very quickly before my eyes when he started carrying power bank up and down. Minister of Power, load power bank, big power bank, like you load it and be walking about with it. And then he told Nigerians in the very heyday of the administration that he should off his seat.
And freezers.
And off your freezer. A very defeatist approach to get in that position. I think President Tinubu toyed with the power ministry and he failed in his promise. He failed in his own promise of fixing the sector. He agreed that the sector was broken. It's been broken since 1999. The Obasanjo government spent billions to try to fix power, didn't fix it. Buhari traveled to Germany, and they talked about Siemens. They abandoned it. Tinubu made a promise on the eve of the elections that if I win, I will fix this system because I know and I realized it was broken. And then shortly after the elections, there was talk that he was going to appoint Nasir El-Rufai, the accidental public servant who became governor of Kaduna State for 2 terms, as power minister. Nasir El-Rufai comes with a reputation of a fixer. So people were saying that would not be a bad appointment, but they fell out too soon. And then he appointed this ex-banker, ex-central banker, who this is an egghead, grandson of Adelabu Adegoke, and a first-class brain as Minister of Power. But you can see how scandalously and spectacularly this man filled out this job. Nigeria is in darkness, core darkness. There's no denying it. There's no point. The businesses are collapsing. Small businesses, the one that requires small power to survive, they've all collapsed. My barber doesn't open his shop again, so he comes to my house. Sunday morning he comes and come and collect his 5K for barbing my hair. And that's, I think, the only business he does. Open your shop now, I say, I don't get money for fuel. This is the story of Nigeria. An energy crisis that has engulfed this country and has been made worse by the incompetence of public officials appointed to positions to try to fix it. Adelabu was the one who stratified Nigerians into bands. One of his first acts of duty in the Ministry of Power is to stratify Nigerians and put them into bands. Something in itself that looks like discrimination amongst the citizens of this country. He did it and got away with it, and I think he had the tacit approval of the presidency anyway to do that. And then on the heyday of the administration, he has come to apologize to Nigerians and say, don't worry, we didn't do it, but we'll do it. I was embarrassed for him.
There's the argument that they still have time. Yes. That after all, 4 years is not yet over.
Tinubu thinks he has time? If he didn't fix it in 3 years, he won't fix it now. I thought was saying yes, the election don't come now. What I'm saying is that we are near election. And in Nigeria, once it's near election, administration don't end. Unofficially, the administration of Bola Tinubu has ended.
The first time.
Yeah, it really doesn't last 4 years. That's why they say that you must set forth at dawn. Apologies to Wole Soyinka, a very good prof, a friend of Bola Tinubu. You must set forth at dawn. You must start this thing in the morning. So by evening, you will have arrived at where you want to go. But this is sunset already. And they've made power worse.
He promised that we will not pay estimated billion.
Oh my God.
In his words.